Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Yes, there is no kitty cam today because the kitty cam is actually taken up as it is now an Android cam for the day. And I'm on a different computer, so I had an intro screen I was going to play, but not even that was accurate because I'm on Ubuntu Mate right now, not my usual Mint. And why? Simply because the I gotta pause that too. Jeez. Simply because the all of the things that I need to run this build are actually already on the Ubuntu computer, and I try not to put anything on the main streaming computer that's not part of what that computer's purpose is. And flashing Android ROMs is not exactly part of that purpose. But this one matches that because this is a backup computer, so I can back up stuff and etc. etc. So we're going to go ahead and just get started with the stream hellos. Hello, Joey. How's it going there? Shatur, how are you? Hey, Sudo Linux. How's it going there? In 2 weeks, you can manage the phones, and I can unpause my tech life. So, well, you can manage your phones off contract? I don't know. All right, Joey, does anyone know if Intel blobs can be disabled? I've read they can be a backdoor. I'm having trouble finding docs on it. I have no idea. Kitty still could not resist being on the stream. Hello, peoples. All right. Let's see. The cat is definitely up to something. Last Debian video, he wasn't even flinching as you moved the chair. No, he doesn't flinch much anymore. He is a CGI cat and a CGI bin. Yes, he is. All right. Hello, JJ Game. Hello, Anthony. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move on over to my Droid cam here. So I have a setup over here so you can see my terminal. I got the video going and I got an Android down here, which I'm going to go ahead and turn on now. So what I did is I went ahead and factory reset it the other day. I just got to get it turned on now. There it goes. All right, so we're going to pop on, and when that gets loaded up, you're going to see that it's your basic stock. So this is, I reset this to be just exactly stock Android. Exactly if I pick this phone up out of the box that it came in, this is what would happen. So it's going to start up. It's going to have me go through its initial startup screens. And then what we're going to do from there is show you how to do this. As that's booting up and getting ready to go, there it goes. Let's go. Let's skip. We're setting up as new. Don't set up a network. Continue. Don't care what time it is. No. Don't care to do that. Don't care to do a fingerprint. Don't care to do a fingerprint again. Turn off. Turn off. And this one here, this setting there, it was giving me an annoyance earlier. Okay, so there we are. There we have an Android device that is all set up. And what we have here, of course, this is kind of stock. And this is with LG with their with the Pixel and the Nexus devices. This is kind of a way for Android to kind of show stock Android without all the excess bloat. So you can see you got Google Chrome, you got the Play Store. I'm guessing that's, I think this is just a bunch of services. So all the variety of Google apps are built in there. Google Media stuff in there. And then you can see here that it's, obviously it has the Google Play services, but it doesn't have the bloat that you encounter with a lot of your different devices. And that's, that's the good news about using these. Now, the bad news is the Google services, to do anything, you're going to require the Google accounts. That means that Google is tracking what you're doing. And so the objective of this video is to remove the Google services from the phone, and we're going to do this by flashing LineageOS, which is essentially a stock Android without the Google apps. And so we're going to go ahead. Kat, what are you doing? So we're going to go ahead and do that here through the process. Now, different phones, different devices, different manufacturers. First, why did I pick the Nexus 5X? Well, the reason is this is one of the phones that you can port all sorts of neat stuff onto it. And it has CDMA and GSM chips. So I can take this to Verizon. I can take this to AT&T. So it's set up for any carrier in the United States. So that's a huge plus for it. Downside, this phone does have a potential hardware error where it might cause a boot loop. I have not encountered the boot loops before, but it's very possible that we could see such a boot loop. Now, of course, the next question for security, how do you put apps on the phone if you do not have the Google Play Store? So there are other things on there as well. You always get warned, well, what about security? Well, Google Play Store hasn't exactly been the pinnacle of security lately either. So I'm not really as concerned, but for me, what I'm going to be doing is mostly grabbing the source codes from GitHub, compiling those, and actually putting any free and open source apps I can on that. There's some other apps that I know are reputable, like there's a YouVersion app and there is a Bible Gateway app I know of, and I forget which one it is. One of those allows you to give them a phone number and they will text you a copy of the app. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a throwaway phone number that I have text access to, so they will email me a copy of the app, so I have a copy of the app in my repository so that I can go ahead and do that. But am I going to install another store on here? I don't know. If I do install some third-party store, then I'm going to do some type of third-party store that I can figure out is fairly reputable, at least almost as reputable as Google Play, because, they're not really all that reputable either way. So let's go ahead and proceed to the next thing is with your phone, do some research. You do want to realize if you buy your phone from a carrier, they may have the ability to lock your bootloader at least until the phone is completely paid off. Some carriers like AT&T will lock it perpetually. The phones that AT&T get in stock, you simply can't unlock the bootloader on most of them. I can't say for all of them, but the ones that I have attempted, it's like, nope, you bought this from AT&T, you can't unlock the bootloader. And that was a Motorola phone. So if you do use a Motorola phone and you're planning on doing something like this, make sure you buy it directly from Motorola where you can get the unlock key. Unfortunately, you even have to register with them to do the unlock key, which I think is really stupid. It's like, this is my phone. I just paid a lot of money for it. Give me the ability to do what I want to do with the device. That's kind of what my thoughts are. All right, and I need to move the kitty because I'm going to need to go back and forth here. So the first thing we have to do is we have to take this particular phone has a special setting where you can set in the firmware on the phone where you can actually do your boot stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, so go ahead and click up on there. We need to go into our phone settings on this phone. And then what you need to do is we need to get we need to turn on the developer mode. So you want to come down to the very bottom, down to the phone, bottom of the phone, and find your build number and click on build number 7 times. Boom. Now we're developer. So we're going to go back. It will add the developer options item. And then I want to turn on USB debugging. This will allow me to use my debug bridge to port files and do the other fun stuff. And the second thing is there's an option there for the Oem Unlocking. So you'll see those. So on this model, Oem Unlocking is right here. I'm going to turn that, let's see. Actually, I'm going to turn it on. It was enabled because, I'd already done some of this. And then the second thing is USB debugging. You want to find that, and you want to turn that on. Okay, so now our phone has USB debugging, and our phone, I can unlock the bootloader from the phone. So that's what we need to do for that. And of course, a lot of those options that, on this phone, a lot of those options that could allow you to break the device are all options that are behind that developer mode. So you got to know how to get into the developer mode to do that. So the next thing what we're going to do is you would need to install, and this is something I've already done, you need to install your Android SDK. So on Linux, of course, and most of us are Linuxy guys, you can install that directly from most repositories. In fact, it's so common, I really don't know if there is a Linux distro, at least a decent Linux distro that doesn't already allow that functionality. All right. So once you have that, then what you want to do is do a little bit of research and figure out where you want your like what devices you have. Then you should be able to get your your install options. And I'm having really big issues with loading stuff on here. I'm wondering, is my system frozen? Give me a second. Because I'm not getting any interaction from anybody over here, even though OBS is telling me I'm still streaming. Yeah, I totally am not getting any refresh updates. Jeez. Yeah, so I don't have any new comments. OBS still says it's streaming. None of my websites are refreshing. I'm kind of stuck in the water here right now. It's kind of interesting. Because I need the stuff. Let's see what I can do here. I got to think about what I can do. Like, everything on my system seems to be frozen right now. Let me try this. Take that out. Yeah, I might have to restart the stream somewhere because I'm like totally locked out as far as my system over here is concerned. I have to think about what I can do about it. It's like nothing is refreshing anywhere. Okay, that's refreshing. Yeah, this is crazy. This is why I don't usually use Ubuntu Mate. Especially for stuff like this. Like, I have no resources, I have no information. I'm completely frozen over here, so I can't see or respond to any comments. Apparently things are still working. OBS still says it's streaming, but every one of my web browsers is completely fried out. I'm afraid to close this main one. I think that might actually kill my ability. We're just going to go ahead and go on. I'm just going to use my other computer to check in on comments. So pardon me, I'm going to jump over here for other things. But anyway, the first thing that we need to do, though, and actually this is funny because I really needed the information that was on the web pages because I don't have this stuff memorized, and frankly, none of my web pages are loading. Every page is just kind of frozen. In fact, let me go ahead and change my scenes. Yeah, here's kind of what I'm seeing. Nothing. Everything is stuck. Totally weird. Totally weird. Okay. All right. We're just going to go ahead and proceed here and see what happens. And I'm just going to kill the chat window because it's essentially useless. Apparently everything's useless. Are you guys still seeing me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move everything over to the Linux Mint computer where I should not get this issue. So what we're going to do then is we'll come back in a few minutes, and I'm going to have to restart the stream somewhere else. So it's going to kind of just go right to the main channel, and you'll see when the stream pops back up. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Hey, I think we're back, and I'm on fire. I scared the kitty. Just give me a few minutes. We're going to go ahead and I need to actually reset up the screen phone system there. But I think we are back. Yes, Google, I got it. Are we? I think we're actually still in the same stream too. I've never been able to actually get that showing up properly, dude. Google is driving me crazy. It's like they keep on giving me like pop-ups of the chat. Like, there's new modification things. I don't care. I don't care, Google. I don't care. Just an FYI, I'm going to actually take this. I'm going to take this stream, and one of the things that we're going to do with it is I'm going to cut it up so that we work. So just kind of bear with me for a few minutes here while we get things set up here. Okay. Transition. Transform. Good. Shrink that down a little bit. Another problem I was having on the Mate is I was not running my cameras at 1080p. They kept on freezing. The cameras kept freezing at 1080p. Okay, tell me in the comments, where did we leave off? Did you guys see me boot up the screen and how to get into the developers? Did we see that much? Window capture. Oh, come over here. Properties. Alpha list. Okay. Hey, we're set up. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Now I actually, though, have to come over here and find my websites. I need to look up as well, though, because I actually need some websites. All right, let me go back through comments here. Thanks for putting up with that little technical difficulty. So the issue, of course, we had to move computers because apparently Linux Mint, or not Linux Mint, Linux Mint's working great. It's Ubuntu Mate seemed to not want to run. Okay. Okay. Bing. Okay. Oh, crap. I don't have any of the files I needed. That's the next thing I needed. All right. So I guess we'll just kind of, let's go over and just go back to my screen. This is like, everything's on the Mate computer. So first thing we need to do is we need to go in and we want to grab our downloads. So we're going to go ahead and do those, and then I'm going to re-show the phone again just in case we need to do that. So what we want to get is this Team Win Recovery. It's this recovery program. I don't know what the TWRP stands for anymore. But what we need to do is we need to grab the version that is for your device, and you need to make sure you grab it. This is very specific to the device. So here is, so this one's not under Google. So some of these things will list this phone as under Google. Some will list it under LG, because it is an LG phone. But here's where we get that. Let's see. Play Store, download the latest here. Actually, I don't want the app though. I want the, you want the actual ISO. Oh, where's it at? There we go. Now, oh, there we go. That's what I want, the image. All right, so we're going to grab the latest image. For Bullhead is the code name for this particular phone. So we're going to grab the image. I should probably also verify it, but I'm not going to because I'm already like tripping over myself here because when I moved everything over, I didn't move the files over. Okay, so the next thing we actually need is we need the Lineage OS. And I need to grab the Lineage OS for this. So we're going to go to Lineage OS. And let's see. Oh, downloads. That's what I needed. Grab the downloads. And then I think here they list the phone as under Google. So 5X Bullhead. And then here we're just going to grab the latest nightly build. And I think this is the one that just updated the other day. So go ahead and grab that. And we're going to go ahead and save that one. All right, so now we should have everything there. Twerp should be there. Let's see. All right. All right. I'll go ahead and verify these when we close the stream up, just to make sure everything works before I actually use the phone for anything. All right, so while that's working, the next thing we need, and this computer does not have, because like I said, I don't generally like to install stuff on this. Don't need it. We need the Android Sdk Tools. So we're going to do sudo apt install. I think it's called Android Sdk. I'm pretty sure. Yep. All right, go ahead and download those while we're waiting on the downloads here. Oh, all of a sudden I'm up to 21 seconds. Jeez. All right. So now I'm just going to go into my downloads folder, and I just got to grab my downloads folder, and I could probably work right out of the downloads folder probably. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, golly, this is, oh, okay, it's going better now. It said 19 minutes to download this for a minute there, but it seems to be pretty much there. Okay, so those are downloaded. So what we're going to do here is, all right, back that up. Okay, so what we need to do, turn the phone back on there. Let's see what we got. Okay, so just in case you didn't see the phone, I don't know where it froze earlier. You know, stock Android just basically is just a couple Android apps and all the Google Play services. Now, the Google Play services are the things that I do not want. So that's what we're going to kind of get rid of here, is we're going to get rid of the Google Play services. Well, that's going. We're just going to go ahead and come down here. Let's see. Where's Kitty? Kitty's chilling out over here. Ender's Game. Oh, okay. Okay, studying Lineage OS for hours in prep for the live stream. I found no info related to security/spying. Appears just another OS. May have better memory use. Essentially, all Lineage itself is essentially just it's essentially just your Android that's without the proprietary stuff in Google. So that's what it really is. All right, how much have I missed? Yeah, you didn't miss anything, Mark. How much have I missed? There's the question. We think of setting up OpenVPN versus commercial VPNs. I mean, I have an OpenVPN on my network, so when I'm not in the office, I can actually network into the office, which is good. Android is open source without Google. Yep. Okay, can't exist without it. Okay. Hey, Shutter, how's it going there? Been better in different hands. Who actually created Google anyway? Did Google really develop it from scratch? No, the Android project was built by someone else. Google kind of took it over. Figure KDE Connect, by the way, if your KDE machine is next to you. No, I got Ubuntu over here running the crappy new GNOME. Yeah, that's actually the first lockup I encountered on Ubuntu Mate, so... Oh well, we're going to switch over to another desktop that's not quite as crazy. Hey, BitleTube, how's it going? BiteyTube? Okay, yes. Okay. Hey, we're good. All right, so now that this is up, I have developer options on. The next thing I need to do on the phone is make sure that I have debugging on. So I want to pull this down. And it does tell me that USB debugging is enabled. So now what I want to do, now that this is set up, and I really hope I don't have to log out and log back in to activate these, but let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm going to do sudo adb and devices. Okay, so right there it tells me that there is a device attached. It says unauthorized, but nah, that's okay. I'm authorized enough. Oh. There you go. Got to push the OK. There we go. Now it says device. So that's kind of the thing. Every time you kind of start up the phone, whatever. So what we want to do now is we want to do adb reboot and bootloader. Now this is going to wipe the device. So it's going to load up here. And this is the part that I don't remember all of the details in this step here, and the instructions are not particularly clear. So now what I need to do, I believe I'm just going to restart the device by clicking the button on the side. It should wipe the device. So for whatever reason, unlocking the bootloader will wipe your Google device. So make sure you keep that in mind. And hopefully now we should be in fast boot mode. If not, then we'll fumble through this a couple of times. You do need to come up. Make sure you push OK on your debug there. Otherwise, that will give you an issue. And also on my other computer, I did have to use the sudo, but we're going to try it without first. So we're going to do, actually, first I need to change my directory. Okay, so looks like I have a couple of distros in there too. So what I want is I want this guy here. So I'm going to copy that one. Just hold Control Shift and X to copy that one. And now we're going to do Fastboot Flash Recovery and the name of the image. This is the part that tripped me up the first couple of times. For whatever reason, it does not always want to detect the device the first couple times. And this is the part I had to fight with earlier when I was doing this as well, because it should be set to go now. We're going to go ahead and do a sudo in front of that, just to make sure that's not the case. So if that's not the case, then what it means is that I'm not actually into it's not into my fast boot mode. So let's do adb reboot bootloader again. Just do a restart bootloader. Okay. Failed remote device is locked. That's exciting. We should not be locked. Device state is indeed locked. It does tell me we are locked. And that's that challenge you had to fight with a little bit. So this is the one, let's see. If anybody's got some tips for me in the middle here so I don't have to look them up, let me know. Let me see. This is the part that the instructions are not always particularly clear. So let's go ahead and try this again. And we're not rooting. We're installing a different bootloader right now. Let's go ahead and start the device back up. I'm going to try this again. Fastboot Oem Unlock. I believe that is what I need to do. You are right. And that is actually missing from the twerp instructions. Actually, no, I don't know if that's the case, because you actually unlock this one from inside the device itself. So, yes. I'll go ahead and give it a try. Yeah, that's the problem, is it's still waiting for a device. Device is attached. Oem Unlock is there, just did that. This is the one I actually fought with this for quite a while before it actually allowed me in there to do this. So I'm not surprised if this gives me some challenges. I'm gonna look up another one here real quick. Go ahead and do that. No, we're still locked. Device state is still locked. Well, we don't have a specific option. See, this is, like I said, this is the thing that that caused challenges when I did this the first time, and I thought I had the bug worked out of it, but I'm just going to need to research it real quick. Let me check the Lineage page, see what they say. Okay, Fastboot devices. Okay, that's right. That's the one that's missing. Fastboot devices. Okay, that's, hold on. Fastboot flashing. Okay, that's it. It's Fastboot flashing unlock on this device. There you go. Now that's the screen I was looking for. Now you use your volume keys to go up. Oh, and I pushed no. I pushed the wrong button. Problem is the volume keys are a little out there, so I just gotta wait for it to boot up. We're gonna do that again. Wrong buttons can save you minutes, waste you minutes of time. pushed the wrong button again. Dang it. Okay. There we go. Right buttons this time. Using the volume to go up to yes. Now push the OK. Now our device is unlocked. There we go. Now our device is unlocked. So sudo fastboot flash recovery twerp. There we are. Now I'm going to go into recovery mode. And this should load into twerp now. Yay! We've gotten into twerp. Okay. Okay. Just had to verify passwords weren't there. So you can't see it very clearly on there, but we have install, backup, mount, advanced, wipe, restore, settings, and reboot. We're going to go into reboot because now I need to add the image we're going to flash onto it. So we're going to go reboot into system. So it will give us this warning from now until eternity that, it's unlocked. Lock it so only we let the bugs in. But regardless, it's going to be the case. Yeah, this one's not Fastboot Oem Unlock. This one, it's the Fastboot flashing unlock. They changed it. Okay. Just got to wait for this silly thing to boot up. It's taking forever. All right, tried TinyCore once. It's something called OpenBox. I was unable to do anything. I can only left click to try and configure. Yeah, I just did a couple videos with OpenBox. I did one last night, actually. Not my favorite, but... Yeah, this is definitely a problem, actually. Did it stop? Waiting for the device. Yeah, it seems to be stuck right now, so hopefully we didn't turn it into a brick. Yeah, I think we got it stuck in a boot loop right now. Not something... not something that that should be happening on the device right now. As I said, I've already done this on this device a few times, so it's nothing should be super surprising to me. We'll figure it out. Now, this is the boot animation for this, yes, but it does not take 10 minutes to turn on. So yes, that is the boot animation for the startup, but it's not starting up is the problem. Is it's just kind of sitting there and repeatedly boot looping itself. So what I need to do is get back into the bootloader. There we go. Stop. And actually, I'm encountering a challenge right now where I can't even force the thing off because every time you force it off, it's just trying to restart itself. So something got borked up in this guy somewhere. So I just need to get that guy resolved. Haha, got a bootloader back. All right, let me see if I can actually push files directly to this. Maybe ADB devices. Oh, hello. ADB devices. Just going to try and start it up again, see if that works. So what I did to do that is you had to hold the power button, but what I was doing is I was trying to go back into reloading again. So what I ended up doing is held the power button until it stopped. As soon as the screen flashed, I hit it onto the power up key, which should actually allow a downloading mode, but apparently not. So we're going to give this one more shot. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do a system wipe with Twerp. Yeah, she's stuck in a bootloader. Let's go ahead and just, we're going to go ahead and reset it. All right. Recovery mode. This one should work, hopefully. Samsung is just flip a switch in settings and flash twerp install Magic SK install because nobody compiled Lineage for it yet. All right. So I'm going to wipe cache off the thing, and I'm going to see if that works. Trying the simple things first. I'm wondering if that's the version of twerp I had used last time. It should be the one, as long as it's... I just grabbed the latest bullhead one. All right. Sideload. Yeah, well, I can't sideload it if I can't get in and see the devices. That's the problem. See, if I hit list of devices attached and there's nothing there, I can't sideload. And if I can't get into UI, I can't do that. Now, I should be able to install from the UI in... Well, I don't know if I can or not. If I can install the UI in twerp or not. I have no idea. I'll have to check into that. Possibly get Ubuntu 7 on Amazon Fire tablet. I have no idea. Still doing Google Play Store. They will regain control. Pitch a fit because it's non-standard OEM. Hey, look at that. We got Google back. Just going to walk through the screens again, just as fast as I can. Now I might have to turn on USB debug again. Actually, I don't. I just need to transfer files. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and transfer the file that we had downloaded, and I'm going to just transfer it right directly onto this. So that's Lineage. Okay, now many of your instructions are also, I went ahead and did that. That's done now. So we're going to go ahead and restart. Power off. So many of the instructions will tell you, hey, at this point in time, you can go in and you can add your Google apps, but it's like, what's the point? So now I'm going to hold the volume down and the power. That should boot me into my bootloader. Hopefully I held them down long enough. Oh, I missed it. I didn't hold them down long enough. It's just hard to do. It's kind of doing the video here, trying to get that going. But you need to hold down the volume down and the power button until you see the the screen for twerp show up, or for the bootloader to show up, and then you can decide where you want to go. Okay. What is it? ADB. I'm just reboot bootloader. Oh! That's because I don't have USB debugging on. I have to have USB debugging on to do that. That's why I'm just kind of doing it here. Power off. I was going to hold it in my hand this time until I get it into the bootloader. This poor phone's like, what are you doing to me? There we go. Now we're into the bootloader screen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up and up into recovery mode. That's going to boot into Torp again. What? Apparently I need to reinstall Torp. You know, it's just like taking your car to a mechanic. Everything's working just fine. Everything was working just fine until I, you know, earlier. Now, once I got all the bugs worked out, knew what I was doing, get onto a live stream to do it live and look all smart, and all of a sudden the thing's not working for me. Nope, not possible anymore because Ubuntu stopped supporting Ubuntu Phone, but there's a fork for it. No, actually the Ubuntu Phone was taken up by UB ports. So, yeah, the Ubuntu Phone is still in development. It's under UB ports now, though. There we go. USB debugging. There you go. Okay. All right. Now I got to go back and redo Torp again, and hopefully we hopefully we should be good this time. Okay. Oh, we've lost our device again. All right, we got a ADB devices. There we go. Okay. Reboot bootloader. Already unlocked. Good. Now we're going to go into recovery mode. Now it should work. I hope. Nope. Oh, no. Yeah, it did. I'm sorry. I thought the Google sign was a sign of immediate death. Okay. We're going to go ahead and wipe back, install. Now, the lineage is down at the very bottom of the SD card. We're going to go ahead and install this. Swipe to confirm install. And so now this will take a few minutes. Yeah, that should have taken about a third of the time as it did. First we had dead computers. Now we have phones that I'm forgetting all of the weird ins and outs of. All right. My dream OS is Himalayan OS. Hey, Bombay OS. I want to base on a breed of cat. Or mountain. Okay. Well, there's always Puppy Linux. I mean, 9.3.3 because of good old obsolescence slowing that phone to a new crawl. Somebody must be talking about iOS. Okay, so now it says it's done, so push the reboot system. And hopefully we see the Lineage logo instead of the Google logo. Hey, that's the Lineage logo right there. Sweet. I probably missed about 100 comments up here. Take the battery out, drain power. Yeah, the problem is with these, you can't take the battery out. That's why I like things with things. Borked up, rip mean dog. What? First time it boots, it takes a while to boot up. It's not this slow usually. It's just the first boot it is. So what are the real advantages of this? Basically, we're going to have a system that doesn't phone home to Google. Has no bloatware in it. One is too old, one is too new. That's a bummer. You know, this is why I always just hunt around. I search for the type of phone I want, and then I check Craigslist, I check eBay, I check Amazon, I check all sorts of places. You know, it's... that's what I like to do. That's what I prefer to do. Just to make sure that I know what I'm looking for, and I want to get the phone that I specifically want to get. It is normal for it to take this long the first time it loads. Like I said, it will not take this long once you're done. But if you're still going to Google Play Store, will they not regain power control? Yes, that's why I'm not going to be doing the Google Play Store. Do you have any other things to have instead of coffee? I'm in need of serious cleansing. Do you have any other things to have instead of coffee? I'm drinking tea right now, ginger peach tea. I never did my own custom recovery. Yep, okay. Stock ROM, you can use Magisk to prevent safety net detection. Okay. Use stock recovery, put it back in stock firmware. But I know it's boring, but still was necessary. The way it won't whine. You know, I was thinking about seeing if I could do some fix to that or something. But the reality of it is I don't start up or not start up the phone nearly enough. All right, so here's Lineage. So first, I can do next. Select your language. So I'm going to select the United States, which is pre-selected for me. And then here, I'll tell you what, I'll just show you the screen settings. I'm going to pick up the phone. So it's basically asking me for my time, date and time. So if I want to pick my location, so I'm going to pick my Eastern time. Current date, it is not January 1st, 2016. What is the date? It's the 20th, isn't it? Okay, current date, current time. And they have a really cool clock guide to set your time. Just kind of rotate your time around a little bit. Except it's 8:04 and it... There we go. There we go. No. Oh, that's right. 8:05. Okay. So now that that screen's done, our next button's down here. I'm just going to go ahead and skip wireless for now. SIM card is missing. Yes, I know that. And then here is the permission screen. So I'm going to disallow locations. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the help LineageOS for now. So the privacy guard's neat. It will prevent any new app. This is a neat one to turn on. It prevents any new app from having any access to personal data on the phone. So basically, if you accidentally install some app that's probably spyware-ish or something, then you can take that off. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to skip a fingerprint because I think that's creepy. I'm going to go ahead and skip the pin for now just because we're doing the video. I'm going to set it up when we're done. And then now we are into LineageOS. Yeah, I got it. So now it's much the same. We have our call button, we have our messages, we have our browser, which I hate this browser, by the way. And we have a camera, and then here, this is all that we have. So we have our settings, we have a recorder, a music app, gallery, files. So pretty much it's just, essentially this is just a, stock Android without anything connects to Google. So that's kind of what we have built. And everything else works just fine. So let's go ahead and do some photos and stuff with it. So pull up the camera, and no, I'm going to deny the camera from having access to location. Trying to see if I can do a landscape mode on the picture. It does not look like I can, but oh, look at the kitty. So, the cameras works, the landscape works, everything seems to be in order. So your settings are essentially the same thing as what you've seen before. Like I said, this is essentially just stock Android without the Google services installed. And so that's the advantage for me, because if I want to go on and install Plasma or some other system that's dependent on you installing another Android base, you can use Lineage as that Android base instead of using the other one. So that is a advantage to doing this. Now the danger is now you have to figure out where you want to do apps, so you have to be a little bit more careful about installing apps. But it's a fairly simple process to install apps. Let me actually see if, let's see. I might have one over here I can install. Give me a second. Gotta find it. All right, let's go ahead and back up. Back up. I really do not like this Ubuntu GNOME. Stop. Okay. Open a new tab. No. Open a new window. Cancel that. All right. What I'm doing is I'm just grabbing a side loadable app from the other computer. I just got to pull it onto my system over here. Okay. set that to transfer files, and then I'm just going to take the app, which, pardon the name, I just grabbed it from something else. So now what we're going to do is come down to my files, hit my Nexus 5X, and then this guy down here. Oh, actually, I need to go into my settings, and I need to enable sideloaded apps. So unknown sources under sideloaded apps, turn that on. Yes, aware of the danger. Install. Okay, so we're going to open the app. So what this is a Bible reading app that I compiled from source code on Android Studio. Of course, it operates by downloading files from Xylos and a few other online Bible sources. So it's actually pretty cool because you can grab all the commentaries and stuff on it as well. But here's what that one is, and since there's nothing in it, it's not going to load up for me. But if I were to connect this up to the internet, then I could get online, I could download things. So that's all it takes to sideload an app. So that's what I'm doing for most of my apps, is I'm just grabbing the source code from GitHub and running them through Android Studio, compiling them, and just sideloading them into the device. So that seems to work for me. All right, only done this one time. Let's see. Android is hard to hack, though. At least it's not iOS. I do like how ROMs give you the choice of OpenG apps. Yep. iOS, you need to do a whole bunch of sandboxing trickery and stuff. Yep. Nope, not possible anymore because Ubuntu stopped supporting. Okay, I think I've already been there before. What search engine does Switch to Linux use? I use Start Page. We'll have F-Droid. Okay. Really, what's included? Not bad selection of apps. Okay. F-Droid only provides Floss apps and warns user if the app promotes non-free services. That's cool. I like that. F-Droid doesn't have everything. Has some useful apps like primitive FTPD, which is rootless FTPD server. Like, for example, NuPy, which is Floss, but uses YouTube service, which isn't free. Yeah, and see, for a lot of those types of things, like if I have to log into a Google account, I'd rather just log into a Google account by going into the web browser, honestly. And then you can clear the cache or use a private sharing or something like that. So that's kind of it. Well, I think that's enough excitement for me for today. That way, we have LineageOS installed on here. Everything else essentially on that works about the same. Like I said, Lineage is essentially just Android without the Google stuff plugged in. So that's kind of how that works. So I guess what we're going to do here is we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I'm probably going to download this and cut it and paste it into a better system and like into a better video, and maybe replace this one, maybe link them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but anyway, this live version will remain on the site at least until I have something better to put up there. With that being said, thanks for watching, folks. Have yourself a wonderful thing. All right, let's go ahead, and there's a couple more comments up there that look fascinating. All right. Start Page uses Google, and so use DuckDuckGo, which is not censored. Okay, that is an interesting statement. Okay, so that is going to become a danger, is as Google does more censoring, that will impact the Start Page results. The reason I use Start Page and not DuckDuckGo is because Google is still the best search engine. Start Page just allows me to do it through proxy, so Google's not tracking what I'm doing. But B, I cannot stand the UI of DuckDuckGo. If they fix the UI, I'd use it. I wouldn't have a problem with it otherwise. But I can't see anything over there. Everything, it just looks like a giant blob of text. And so that's kind of that. Anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap this up right here. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.